What I'm trying to say in the final analysis, once we take control of ourselves, we have to stop being imitators and be innovators. And realize we've got a continent 12 million square miles. Wherever our bodies are on the face of this earth, our cultural and political heartbeat is in Africa. Whether you ever go to Africa or not, that is your home, that is the home of your spirit, and that is the heart and meaning and definition of your commitment. And none of us, any place in the world, will be free until that continent is free.
The Masi Warrior Clan was created because myself and others like Brother Nahisi saw a need for a young African group to analyze information concerning the African phenomena with no bias, with rigor, and with scholarship. We created the Masi Warrior Clan for the purpose of being an expert research team, of being a team that produced products, a team that was capable of producing products for African people globally to dispel myths, rumors, and provide them with accurate scholarship. Lafayette Mandela, Baby Fahoudie is your favorite warrior, Black Panther, back in the building on this Sunday, man. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? Hope everybody's well. Caro. Oh, Caro. Brother Infinite Minds, appreciate you stopping by, brother. So today, I'm going to be covering the Bazoule village in Burkina Faso. When I went to Burkina Faso, I drove out great distance to go see this village. I had heard about this village and I wanted to see it firsthand. The Bazoule village in Burkina Faso is home to native Burkina Faso people, but it's also home to crocodiles. A lot of crocodiles. So in this space where they cohabitate, the crocodiles are looked at as sacred. They are not attacked. They do not attack humans. So I thought that was important to document and bring to y'all today on this great Sunday. So without further ado, let me share my screen. Let's get into it. All right, it's pulling up. Bam, bam. Everything's working well today. As y'all can see, this is me petting another lion statue. If you watched the last presentation when we went to the National Museum of Burkina Faso, you'll know that there are these random lion statues all around Burkina Faso. The lion represents courage, intelligence, strength, and vigor and power in battle. The Mogo Naba, or the local kings, are associated with the lion. As everyone knows, or I won't say everyone, but if you've been following this channel for a while, you know that my last name, Njai, from the Senegambia region, is also related to the lion. So, of course, every lion statue I saw, I took a picture with the lion statue. This is actually at the tail end of the National Museum, but I want you to keep this image in mind for the end of this presentation. So this is the village. Of course, they speak French, so it's bienvenue, which means welcome. The Bazoule village in Ouagadougou, or Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. This is the sign when you first come in the village. So, oh, one quick thing. You see this structure right here. Remember this structure as well in front of the welcome sign. So, not only did I encounter crocodiles, but I also encountered a tortoise. This tortoise is 60 years old. And this is a video that I took meeting this giant tortoise. Big tortoise. Hello, buddy. Oh, no need to be afraid of me. Big tortoise. Oh. How old? Old age.
Old.
Age. 14,
60.
60.
Yeah.
My goodness. So my French isn't great, as you can hear, but 14 cans are numbers, so he was able to pick up on that I was asking him about the age of the tortoise. And of course, you heard him say he's 60 years old. So the tortoise is older than me. It's crazy. So that's another picture of him right there. Big dog. And this is me holding said tortoise. That tortoise had to be about 50 pounds. He is not a light animal or reptile. So yeah, the area of Bazoule village is just littered with very old reptiles that are said to be sacred and protect them during certain periods of the year. They communicate with them and they feed them. And, you know, it's kind of like a, you know, help the helper situation. They feed these reptiles. The reptiles, you know, protect them. The reptiles are in the water. You know, it's a West African thought that if reptiles are around, the water will stay. And we know how important water is to the ecosystem and to the survival of the Africans in that area. So this is why, one of the reasons why they're so sacred. So we was taking on a little stroll here. The brother has some chickens in his left hand and a stick, because there is a sort of ritual where you feed the crocodiles. So I'm going to show y'all this walk. These guys are carrying the chickens. And I'm going to feed to the crocodile. Sacred crocodile of this land. Got the sticks, because that's how we're going to feed them. That's what's going on today. I'm feeding sacred crocodile. Shouts out to my sis, Ifa Loyin, who first made me aware about this village. She went to Burkina Faso maybe like a week or so before I did. So she fed the crocodiles, and I saw it on her Instagram page. So I inquired, and that is the reason why I was aware. And I paid a taxi to go out to this village. It's probably about 45 minutes away from the capital of Ouagadougou. But, you know, very much worth it. A great experience to be amongst the locals in the village and to see their traditional ways of the village. I want to read a few notes here that I took because I want to put this into perspective. So, according to the local legend, this relationship with these reptiles and these local Africans started around the 15th century, right? So, the village was on the grip of an agonizing drought until crocodiles led women to a hidden pond where the population could quench their thirst, so to speak. The villagers organized a party to celebrate and thank the crocodiles. A celebration known as Kum Lakere is held every year, which the villagers make sacrifices and ask animals to grant their wishes of health, prosperity, and have a good harvest. So I believe it was James Small who did a interview recently where he talked about we follow the animals. And when you follow the animals, you'll see, the secrets of nature, water and other treasures in the nature that humans would need more tools to actually uncover. So this is just an example of what what Baba Small was talking about. These villagers were on the brink of a whole drought, and we all know droughts kill. So the crocodiles were probably seen go into this area, and crocodiles have to submerge themselves in water, and they actually come out of the water to dry out, and then they go back in the water. So the local villagers probably noticed, okay, that crocodile was dry a minute ago. Why is it wet? Why are these crocodiles continuously wet? Let's see where they're going. And lo and behold, they led them to the very thing that saved this village. There wouldn't be a Bazoule village if it wasn't for the crocodile, according to this local legend. So they're far from being considered a threat in this area. As I explained, there's like a mystical connection. Crocodiles are also represented as the soul of the ancestors. And if one dies, they are buried and even given a funeral as if they were human. When misfortune is about to happen in the village, they cry out. The elders are in charge of interpreting the cries, and they make wishes to ward off bad luck or negative energy. So the locals also told me that if a caretaker of a crocodile and the crocodile dies around the same time, they bury them together. So that reminded me of something. If you remember in ancient Egypt, they mummified crocodiles in the spirit of Sobek, the nature that is depicted as a crocodile. So this is just another practice that we can see in ancient Egypt that is present in inner Africa. And I did a little research because I know people are going to say, man, these people are crazy, because there are many reports of crocodiles attacking people in the Nile Valley, which is true. But apparently West African crocodiles are not as aggressive as Nile Valley crocodiles. I had to do that bit of research, which is interesting, right? Because if you look at the Nile Valley area and even in Mauritania, they're different. They're different crocodiles. And in ancient Egypt, they had different species of crocodiles, which the ancient Egyptians were able to disseminate. But in Mauritania, they have a similar connection that Burkina Faso has with the crocodiles. And they are said to, they don't harm them. Same type of school of thought that if the crocodiles are present, the water will be present, because the crocodiles follow the water. And if they were to permanently disappear, then they believe the water would disappear as well. So, similar school of thought, similar mindset in West Africa. This is a video of the crocodiles coming out of the water.
It came out. What's up, buddies? Huh? It's original when the dinner is full.
Crocodile.
Crocodile.
Bazoule.
Bazoule.
Village. The name of the village.
Bazoule. They chilling. Two of them.
Did y'all hear that noise? Like when he missed the crocodile and the chompers came together. I wasn't ready for that noise. I'm gonna rewind it a little bit so y'all can hear that noise again.
Monta.
That's noise. Come on, land, I gotta be quicker than that. Dang, it makes a clapping noise.
That just sound like two like wooden pieces hitting together. Like just think about that bite force of a crocodile to make that type of noise.
Oh, it's three of them. Sure.
Okay, give your phone. Give it.
At this point, we're surrounded by crocodiles, right? If we're anywhere else, we're in trouble. So I'm about to feed the crocodile. And I successfully fed the crocodile. He having a good meal. This is me holding his tail. Like I done had my meal, I'm out of here. Me holding his tail, they taking pictures for me. Very interesting experience. He's just chilling and I'm just chilling. I appreciate him for letting me get this footage.
Good. That's how. Okay.
So like we said earlier, going back to the 15th century, that's when the relationship started with these crocodiles. It's also common to find crocodiles in the compounds of the local families in the dry season, which runs from November to April. At other times, crocodiles wander into the village seeking safe spaces to lay their eggs, and the locals protect the nest from predators. So like I said, give and take relationship. They do for them, the crocodiles do for them. Could you imagine trying to rob somebody and you get in their house, there's a crocodile in there? West African crocodiles, like I said, they're not as aggressive. They eat fish, birds, other small game. A handful are selectively groomed to chase chickens for tourists, as you just said. The locals collect the teeth of crocodiles who shed them often to make amulets, earrings, and other jewelry. And from what I am told, these are kind of like charms of protection. So the crocodile society in Bazoule They also harvest the skin of the crocodiles when they pass. They make leather and car cases and all types of stuff with the leather or with their skin. They're buried in little small unmarked graves in cemeteries, as we talked about earlier. They have like a quiet grove that's just like dedicated to them, which I think is cool. They receive all the burial rights of the humans in the village. So, you know, that's cool as well. Even some of them are buried in coffins. So they are really treated like people in this village, you know. The oldest crocodile in this area, which they call the old man of the lake. There's been some previous ones. There was one that was 136 when he died, which is crazy. There was another one that was 110 when he died, and the one I'm going to show you was 80 years old when I met him. So, you know, you think about how much these crocodiles have seen and been around. It's absolutely crazy. So this is a better picture of me feeding the crocodile with the assistance of my brother from the local village. And the pictures that we got right after that y'all seen on the video just now. Now this is a different crocodile. This is the old man of the lake currently. 80 years old, 80-year-old crocodile, which is insane. They're said to have the potential to live up to 150 years old, which is wild. So in that ceremony I was talking about, the Kum Lakere, the offerings are given to the old man of the village. They even feed them sheeps, goats, and occasionally even donkeys. So to see this creature swallow a donkey must be crazy to watch. So it's just a crazy thing to be around so many predators and then not want you. But that is the relationship between the people of the Bazoule village and the crocodiles. So this is just me with more pictures on the crocodile, me making a face. They don't mind that their tails are grabbed. And like I said, this is the oldest crocodile in the village, the old man of the lake. He was just cool, man. He was like, yeah, take your pictures. I'm cool, man. You know, he even let me shake his hand. Yeah, man. But this is just a great example of Africans and their nature and their respect for animals. You know, we don't overwork the land. We don't unnecessarily kill animals. You know, we have a great relationship with nature. Brother Infinite said, yeah, you can't do that nowhere else. If I was in Florida and those were alligators, I'd have been running for sure. Appreciate you, brother, for popping in. They do vary in size. I will say that they vary in size. The old man of the lake seemed to be the largest. Like Big X the Plug, he's the biggest, the largest. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, sister, for dropping in. What you mean, oh hell no? You ain't gonna come to Burkina Faso and say hello to the local population of crocodiles? Come on now, don't be rude. You got to say what's up. This is another video of a crocodile that was just walking around the town, and the locals just stop and take pictures with them. No problem.
Man, just walking around. just decided to take a stroll. These crocodiles, they don't attack people. They don't. They want me to do something.
Voilà.
They just sit on them. They don't try to kill them. They don't try to eat them. This is how it is in the village of Bazoule.
So as you can see, this is just their relationship. You know, it's just what they do in the village of Bazoule. So let me show you an unsuccessful attempt to feed another crocodile. So this crocodile I'm trying to feed is blind. So I'm trying to give Baba Crocodile a meal, but he is blind. So this is what happened in this video.
Okay.
I tried to throw it right in front of him. It didn't really. Tried. The chicken got away. It didn't work. It didn't work. Well, he got away from the crocodile. We got him. But it didn't go the way that I wanted it to go for the blind crocodile. But we did try again. This is my second attempt. This time I'm just trying to feed crocodiles in general. So this is what happened the second time. So that time a younger crocodile said, "Y'all ain't gonna keep playing with me," and he saw the opportunity and he took it, and he got his meal and he took off, as you can see. So yeah, this is a real. This ain't CGI. This ain't AI. This ain't green screen. This is real West African experiences in Burkina Faso. So I remember I told you about this structure. If you look at this structure, this is actually a crocodile. They just carved a crocodile out of this rock, which I thought was really cool because you can see they carved the scales, the nose, the mouth, the eyes in between my legs. So that was really cool. I thought just African artistry, they carved another crocodile here. Like, it was just real cool, man. The village was real chill, had a good time. And this is just a sign that they made, welcoming people to the village. Of course, they got restaurants in there. They got all types of stuff in there, man. You can buy art and other things in the village of Bazoule. So if you're ever in Burkina Faso and you say to a driver, "I want to go to Bazoule," or "I want to go to the crocodile village," they're going to know what you're talking about. And remember what I said in the beginning, another lion statue. So the lion is so important and to the symbolism of Burkina Faso and its traditional kings. If you know anything about Mosi culture, and if you've been following us, you may know a little bit, but there were 7 kingdoms. And if one kingdom was in trouble, the other 6 came. And you'll find still that system to this day. There are traditional rulers, traditional kings, Mogo Nabas, or what they're called. And they still rule those areas to this day. So, yeah. And this is just some more notes that I jotted down. As you can see, they talk about rain and prosperity in this local legend. So again, water, the mutual respect that the crocodiles have with the local population. The ceremony that I talked about, the Kun Lakere, to honor the crocodiles and make offerings and interpret their cries and omens, and the cultural significance deeply ingrained into the local animist faith. And if you know anything about the word animus, when you hear the word animus, we're talking about a traditional African spiritual system, because that is how they describe animus. That's how they describe our spiritual systems in, I should say, academic religious sections. So, yeah, that's my experience. Since they said they cool as a big dog, basically, a big dog. Yeah, just think of them as a big dog. Teti Ursa Maatra, appreciate you coming through, bro. Appreciate you. Are there any questions about the village of Bazoule and Burkina Faso, or questions about Burkina Faso in general? I'll hang around a little bit to answer those. I do have other presentations on Burkina Faso coming. This is just another one that was in my vault that I documented. We've already been to the National Museum. You can find that on this channel. We've already been to Thomas Sankara's information inside the National Museum. What we haven't been to is Thomas Sankara's memorial. And that will probably be my next presentation, because the Thomas Sankara Memorial is a very emotional but important site in Burkina Faso. Just to give y'all a little taste of the Thomas Sankara Memorial. This is me at the Thomas Sankara Memorial. So we're going to get into this area, who these people are, why Thomas Sankara has his left hand up, and his final resting place and things of that nature. It's going to be a really good presentation. Okay, let's see. Is it expensive travel-wise? Well, anytime you go into Africa, expect to spend at least a stack. And what I mean by a stack or a band is at least $1,000 for the ticket. I will say that flying out of places like JFK or Dulles Airport in Virginia, that northern part of the country, is less expensive. So if you can drive to that part of the world and then fly out, you're going to save yourself about $500 to $700. So it'll only be around $1,000. But if I would have flew out of where I'm at in North Carolina and flew up there and then flew another path, it'd probably been like $1,700. But I saved that money by just driving. I drove to Dulles and flew out of Dulles. I flew with Turkish Airlines. So the flight path was Dulles, Turkey, and then into Burkina Faso. Not bad at all. The layover in Turkey was only 3 hours. So you really can't beat that. But of course, it depends on where you're going in Africa in general. Do your research for sure. I can assist with some of the flight plans. If you're going to Senegal, if you're going to Gambia, if you're going to South Africa, if you're going to Egypt, and of course, Burkina Faso, I have some experience going to those places. Of course, Brother Sean, what's going on, brah? Appreciate you falling through. I do not know if they named the crocodiles. They didn't tell me that. The only, was more of a description, was the old man of the lake. That was the only thing that I heard any of the crocodiles called. If y'all recall, we posted about this a year ago. Panther has an opportunity to actually go visit them. Yeah, and that's one thing we've been constantly doing in the Mosi Warrior Clan for years is because we report on African phenomena, right? Whether it's science, whether it's mathematics, whether it's spirituality, whether it's history, whatever it is, paleontology, whatever it is, we report on Africa. So we'll research something, or one of my team members will research something, and I will try to make it my best to go to that place. And that way we double tap the information. So, for example, we did a presentation on the African Renaissance Monument before. And I just went. I just went, man. Me and my wife went. I like to experience the culture. A lot of things in our culture are to be experienced. And when you go, it's gonna be something that they left out of the book. Every time you go, it's gonna be something they left out of the book, something they didn't mention, and you're gonna learn that by going. So, Brother Sean is definitely right. I like to go to Africa. I don't want to go to Europe. I don't want to go to Asia. I don't want to go to South America. I like to go to Africa. That's just my place of choice. And I have another trip planned next year for another West African country that will be revealed at a later date, because that's going to be a special trip. Brother Infinite says the crocodile was blind. How did his eyes look to the devil? It was kind of just like a different color, like kind of like his eyes were like scorched in a way, like it didn't have the vibrance of the other crocodile's eyes. So the locals knew that was the blind crocodile. And then when I really looked at it, I was like, oh, I could see the eyes are different. So that's the best way I can describe that. But yeah, it was a great experience in Ouagadougou. Might as well show y'all this, since I won't be making a presentation on it because it was closed. I was really mad it was closed. But where is it? Oh, yeah, there it is. So this is the Heroes Monument in Burkina Faso. So they have a monument dedicated to all of the heroes, not only just in Burkina Faso, but in Africa. So I think y'all heard me mention in the last broadcast, this is the most Pan-African country I've ever been to. Because of things like this, they have a whole monument dedicated to African heroes. Unfortunately, I could not go inside because they were renovating it, and I was mad. But if you see right here, you can see the two fists up. So yeah, that's about all. And it's in like the center of the city. Like, I was driving back to my villa and I just asked my driver, what is that? He was like, oh, that's the Heroes Monument. So yeah, that's what y'all I want us to share that with y'all because I won't be doing a presentation on it, unfortunately. Of course, the hat that I'm wearing is the AES hat, which is the Sahel alliance between Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. And of course, I got on my Spearmaster shirt. Shout out to Kofi. But yeah, these are just pictures in front of, and they had me do this. So yeah, that's the spot, man. I'm gonna get in there one day. Next time I'm in Burkina, I'm going straight there because I want to see inside of the Heroes Monument and see who all they selected as heroes. Of course, it's going to be Thomas Sankara in there, but I want to see who else they got in there and they regard as heroes. Spoke with Her Excellency Ambassador Arikana Chimpore Kwao yesterday on a conference call, and the people of Burkina Faso are just galvanized by our visit. They are actually planning another trip to Burkina Faso in April. I think it's April 18th and April 19th. ADDI is planning another trip to Burkina Faso. So if you want to go to Burkina Faso with ADDI, I will put the ADDI website in the chat. You must join ADDI to go with them. I will say that. You must join. So, ADDI is going back to Burkina Faso in April. I think it's April 18th, April 19th. They're going to be some Pan-African conferences as well as a local village celebration in Bobo Dioulasso, which is about 6 hours from Ouagadougou, which I did not get to see either. But I'm definitely going to go back to that, to Ouagadougou, and then make the journey to Bobo because I want to see more of the country. But they're going in April. Don't say that I kept it away from you. Don't say nothing like that. They're going in April. So join ADDI and you'll start to get the emails about the trip. And ADDI stands for African Diaspora Development Institute, developed by Ariana, Her Excellency Ariana Chimpore Kwao, who is a former ambassador at the UN for Africa, for Zimbabwe, where she is from. And now she has developed this institute to help African people everywhere. And she is the catalyst for spearheading this trip to Burkina Faso, which I followed, and this is where I got all the footage from. So, April, if you can make it, I recommend going to the continent. I believe it'll be a good time. So, if you can make it, saddle up. If you need any more information, I am available. I'll put my Instagram in the chat. That is my Instagram. It's probably the best way to get in contact with me because I'm on Instagram a lot more than any other app. So, yeah. Or you can always email us at mostlywarriorclan@gmail.com. So either way, if you're interested in going to Burkina Faso, if you got any questions or anything like that, just let me know. Other than that, man, I appreciate everybody coming out. I appreciate, y'all rocking with us all these years that y'all have supported the Mosi. Y'all have always patronized our books, our articles, And on the subject, please get Kofi's Asili magazine, their year anniversary. Please, look into purchasing or scanning the QR code to get that. You can get more information about that on his Facebook and Instagram page. And yeah, man, we just trying to continuously give y'all accurate information about Africa, about our ancestors, about who we are as a people in the direction that we need to go by looking to the past to draw power to propel ourselves to the future. We must be the ram. We must be the ram. When the ram draws, when he takes those steps back, he doesn't take steps back to run. He takes steps to draw power to propel himself forward. So always keep that in mind. As always, Alafia, Amanla, Big Fahudie, which is health, power, and African liberation. Peace.